Thank you for all coming. It's wonderful to have as many people coming from a lot of distances. We've got people from Idaho to Florida, from Boston to San Diego, and everything in between.
My wife and I had a New Year's Eve party in 2014. We're playing cards, taking a lot of money from John, a lot of money from John. And at the end of the evening, he's like, I have a New Year's resolution. Next year, I'm going to meet my wife. And he met Libby in January, got right on it, so that was good.
When I think of your relationship, it brings me back to the night of your first date. So Dee and I, we were babysitting. Libby came over to kill some time, freshen up before she headed off to her date with John at the ice house. So we tried so hard to distract her, but nothing could calm the nerves. She was pacing, we would take Ruby, hey Libby, still the nerves. So we did not succeed at that, but what we did succeed at is getting Libby out the door in time to meet John. Never again did I see those nerves. It was pure excitement and love from that night forward. And I'm so excited. John, what you may not have known, or maybe you did know, but you stole her heart on that very first night.
Libby is truly one of the most special people that I've ever met, which makes sense because I think we can all agree she comes from one of the most generous and inclusive families in the entire world.
I feel like Libby found a really good person. The first time we met, you made a meal for Jeff and I. We'd never met you before. We come over, you made a meal from scratch, and I was blown away by your character and all of the wonderful, how you were treating such a good friend of mine. So I'm so happy to be part of this day.
Libby has always had a sense of grace, and it exudes in her style, and I can see people nodding their heads because you all know this about Libby. And I have never seen a dress more suited for its bride. This dress exudes grace. Looking at the two of you tonight and back then, I now can guarantee you that you have her absolute whole heart. I see it in her eyes.
We have very similar sense of humor. She's fun, loyal, and generous. But what I appreciate most about her is that she's selfless, and I'm really proud of the woman she's become.
Some 31 years ago, Elizabeth Jordan Schroll entered our family, and our lives have never been the same since. None of us have anticipated, you can't anticipate when you have 1 or 2 or 3 children, how life is going to change in a whole myriad of ways, and the relationships that family members, kids, siblings all have. We didn't anticipate though the joy that would follow from this little girl in pink with the big blue tweedy eyes of wonder and the raspy voice that she acquired from squeals of delight riding her tricycle down the street, or anything that was enlightening the neighborhood about how much fun she was having. They were going to hear about it. So we think about Libby growing up with things like dance recitals, 4th of July bike parades, and neighborhood block parties. But all along, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, there was a little boy with a wide smile, with a very similar childhood set of experiences that would forever build his character into the man who became my daughter's husband and my new son-in-law today.
I've loved you and been your girlfriend for 892 days, your fiancé for 354 days, and get to be your wife in a few short hours. You are the most kind-hearted, loyal, patient, which I know it takes a lot with me, and loving person I've ever met. You are truly the man of my dreams, and I'm the luckiest woman in the world to be able to marry the perfect man John hit. I love you, babes. See you soon. Love, Libby.
Libby, there was once a time in my life when I thought maybe my life was meant to be spent alone. Thankfully, that all changed when I came across a girl in a picture sitting next to her dog. Our first date at Ice House solidified every hope that I had from seeing you in that picture next to Oscar. It is incredible to think that it has been almost 2.5 years since that night. In that time, I can truly say that I've never been happier in my entire life. I sometimes have to take a step back and ask myself how I got so lucky to have found such a wonderful person to spend my life with. I get chills and feel a sense of excitement knowing I'll soon be able to see you walk down the aisle. I'm so ready to take you in my arms and start this journey called life together. I love you now and forever. Love, your soon-to-be hubby, John. Oh.
Wake up to you every morning, sleep next to you every night, and even when you're not near me, you're by my side all the time.
How many young men are cool enough to invite their parents and the bride-to-be's parents to witness and be present for the wedding proposal or marriage proposal? John did that. We were stunned. I've never heard of anybody doing that. And we all knew what was going on other than Libby. And it was a magical moment for John and Libby, but it really was a magical moment for Steve and Tammy and for Pat and me.
And it feels like you were made just for me. You were made just for me. And it feels like you were made just for me. You were made just for me. For life.
So my dear brothers and sisters, we have come rejoicing into the house of the Lord for this celebration, and now stand with John and Elizabeth on the day they ask God to seal their covenant of love. Now, in God's great goodness, God led John and Libby to each other. They just had to wait a little bit longer. Now in their 30s, John and Libby realized, maybe more than the average couple, the extraordinary grace of their love for each other and the wonder of this moment. I mean, this is really a wonderful moment.
I, John, take you, Elizabeth, to be my wife.
I promise to be faithful to you.
I promise to be faithful to you.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you.
I will love you and honor you.
All the days.
All the days of my life.
I, Elizabeth, take you, John, to be my husband.
I promise to be faithful to you.
I promise to be faithful to you.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you.
I will love you and honor you.
All the days of my life.
All the days of my life.
I want to thank you for the beautiful job you did raising a fantastic daughter. We just absolutely love Libby. We couldn't be happier that John is married to Libby. We are so happy that she's part of our family. Thanks for sharing her. We're going to take good care of Libby. Libby is a beautiful bride. I mean, just spectacular.
It feels like you were made just for me. You were made just for me. And it feels like you were made just for me. You were made just for me. But for life.
And it's now my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you John and Libby Hitt. Let's congratulate them.
think on Libby and John's first date at the ice house for Libby to be smitten. How could you not be? John is tall, kind, I believe he's a very good golfer. He really would do anything for you. I asked him to complete this sentence. A perfect wife is one that. His response was, is there for you whenever you need her, will laugh at your stupid jokes, and someone he could see being a wonderful mother. John, don't worry. I can guarantee Libby will be all that and more. Libby, you're like a sister to me. I have enjoyed every minute of watching you fall in love with John.
John is really the ultimate teammate. And so to commemorate the forming of the ultimate team right now, I'm gonna have my wife pass out a little souvenir to John and Libby. So I have some jerseys for John and Libby. So team hit. And I especially want you to notice who is number one in this team. Who is number one?
They are just a tag team. I mean, they're so strong together. And because John had all those qualities, he was just a wonderful son to raise. We love him dearly. And because of how much he absolutely adores Libby and loves her and appreciates her and respects her, he's going to be a wonderful husband too. If you've ever seen John around his nieces and nephews or his friends' children, he is going to be just the coolest dad, which is the greatest honor a parent can have. So to John and Libby, congratulations.
May you love constantly, laugh often, disagree respectfully, forgive quickly, and share it all, big and small. Here's to Miss and Mrs. Hitt.
But my brothers gave me a hard time. They always said, John gets what he wants, he does this, and part of that's true. So they coined this name, King Duraco. Don't know where that came from, but it stuck. So now I have a couple t-shirts called King Duraco. And a crown and a scepter. But it's beside the point. I always wanted to find the right person in my life to spend my life with. Someone who's caring, thoughtful, put others first. Bonus if she's beautiful, and I think Libby handles that wonderfully. And just someone that I could picture my life with. So, to my Queen Duraco, I love you. Can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.